how can Black Atlanta kind of break the spirit of we've got to love a certain politicians? Because I know Mayor Andre is loved, right? I saw the t-shirts. I saw the t-shirts, right? How do we get them to understand I can love you and not support everything that you do, and this is bad for our community?
Well, the first thing they got to do is stop listening to the concerned Black clergy, because they rubber stamp everything he does. There is not one pastor who is a member of the concerned Black clergy who has decided to take a stand, and Andre Dickens runs to them for his Men's Warehouse commercials every time he does a press conference when he can get them, right? And then they go around and say things like, we need police.
Hold on. You're not going to go.
K&G? K&G. Okay, D&K. Well, I don't get my clergy outfits from over there. I probably can't shop where they shop because I am not worthy. They have already made it known they want nothing to do with me, and that is fine because I don't want to have anything to do with them because I'm just like Jesus. Depart from me, you workers of iniquity. I have never known you, and I'm glad I don't. But from what I do know is that I know a few of them to be terrible liars because I have been in the rooms when they have lied to the parents who have lost their children to police brutality and said that they would build bridges, but they never did. Now, Andre Dickens want to sit up there and talk about, what is it, he don't draw lines, he draws circles. He draws circles because he's confused. He's chasing his tail, trying to understand where his public policy will come from. This is a mayor who has absolutely no policy and has done nothing substantive for this city. He hangs his hat on midnight basketball, and I can assure you that more adults attend midnight basketball than so-called at-risk youth. And while we are talking about at-risk youth, I was an at-risk youth growing up in Southeast Atlanta, right by the South River Forest, because that environmental racism that Mariah said is to come, it's been there, baby. We've seen this before. I grew up with it. You know what I was at risk for? I was at risk for asthma. I was at risk for lead poisoning because we had landfills right there by my house that they didn't care about what I was breathing when I walked outside to walk up into East Atlanta Village. What we also had all the time is pollution in the South River. It is right now the second most polluted body of water in the United States of America. So when we talk about a mayor and we talk about what he's doing, Mayor Dickens is not the first one to ignore East Atlanta. From the time I've been in this world, East Atlanta, Southeast Atlanta has been ignored. And I'm talking about from Little 5 Points all the way down to Gresham Park and over to Kirkwood. That area has been neglected by each mayor of the city of Atlanta because even Mayor, as much as I love him, didn't do nothing for Southeast Atlanta. And I know that from growing up there. So the one time that the city of Atlanta decides to tap into that little pocket of Southeast Atlanta that is also unincorporated DeKalb County, that's right, which has been the excuse for ignoring it all this time. Yeah. The one time you want to come over here and you want to do something where I grew up, where my granny still has her house that they will never take. Come on. The one time you decide to come, you want to cut down 380 out of 381 acres of trees to build what you call an 85-acre public training facility, but that's 85 acres spread out. That's not 85 acres grouped together. That's going to be more than 85 acres of trees that are being destroyed in the midst of a global climate crisis. We're having trouble breathing today because of fires up north. Right. But imagine if they were to put a burn tower right there without trees. Without the South River watershed, then what would it be like? When asked at the last NPUW meeting why he would not put this facility in another area, Mayor Dickens answered, because some high school is there. Oh, but what about McNair Senior High School? Oh, that other high school got too many white children that go to it because they cannot afford to breathe in pollutants. But the students at McNair Senior High School are expendable, just like I was as a child, just like my relatives were, just like my 8-year-old son was, because he woke up and went to sleep to gunfire from the existing gun range. I literally lived right behind that forest until about 2 months ago. I had to move because my child couldn't take it. He was always anxious and nervous. Every time he heard a loud sound, my baby's hitting the floor and trying to run and hide. Why is that okay for Black Daniel to experience that? Because white Daniel don't deserve that. We can't put that in another neighborhood and disturb their peace, but my children don't deserve to live in peace. Think about what he's doing. I want every Black Atlantan to think about what you don't have. If you don't have affordable housing, it's because they put the money in the cop city. If you can't pay your light bill, it's because that assistance got given back to the federal government, but they paying for cop city. If there are no policing alternatives and diversion initiatives in your community, it's because they're giving the money to cop city. If you fell into that pothole on Ponce de Leon, it's because they're giving the money to Cop City. If you can't walk out of your door and breathe clean air, it's because they'd rather give it to Cop City. If you as a person cannot go to your city council and you live in this city of Atlanta, and you live in Vine City, and Byron Amos ain't talked to you about the lead levels in the water that the EPA has been doing site remediation for and encourage you to get that done, it's because he'd rather vote for Cop City and he don't give a damn about your water. So Andre Dickens does not care about Black people. I'm gonna do a Kanye West right now, but I'm saying Andre Dickens don't care about Black people, and Andre Dickens ain't no different than nobody else. And some of those other council people up there who have those so-called legacy names ain't doing nothing for Black people. Michael Julian Bond don't want to be compared to his father, but he taps his name every chance he gets. But his father sold out too, was willing to do anything just to run against John Lewis for Congress way back in the day. He didn't care about friendship, he didn't care about community, and he didn't care about the city of Atlanta or the people he was supposed to represent. So once again, what is Andre Dickens doing for you? If he is willing to take police and make sure that they got SWAT tanks to roll around in, they walking around with ARs in your neighborhood, your children walking out the house to hearing gunshots constantly, what do Andre Dickens care about you? Does his children hear that?